Hey everybody, Sharon Conti here with Val Nasser behind the camera for the Communications Advisory Committee. And today we're going to talk first with John Kleiman to get a little bit more information on the DWO Cares organization. John, thanks so much for spending time with us today. I'm very interested to learn more about DWO Cares, how it differs from other clubs in the DWO organization, and what you guys actually do. So welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Let me start off. DWO Cares was formed officially in 2016 as a 501c3 organization, so we are tax deductible. We are sponsored by Community Service, but...
The Community Service Club.
The Community Service Club. But since the Community Service Club can't have a tax ID as being a club, we formed ourselves as a separate unit. Oh. Our purpose is to provide weekend food to needy school children at Horizon School. We can actually do Polk County, but we've adopted Horizon School as our main base.
So for everybody who is new to the community, Horizons is the school that you see every day if you use the back gate as you're going out Forest Lake Drive at the corner of Forest Lake and Holly Hill, all those kids. So how many kids there do you support?
Okay, we have been supporting over the years between 70 and 100 kids. 2 years ago, we were providing weekend food for 70 kids. Last year, because of the pandemic, we had to go to giving them gift cards, and we had we were fortunate enough to have enough money that we were able to provide gift cards for 100 families back then. Currently, they have identified over 70 students in the school that are in need today, and that's out of a population of around 1,300 in the school today.
Okay, so 70 families do not have enough money to provide food for their children over the weekend.
Right. These are kids identified by the teachers who are homeless, living in motels, but just don't have the means.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty amazing, especially when we look across the street and see what we all have here. You know.
Right. Yeah. And people look around and they say, "Well, gee, all these homes are being built. We can't have that many kids in need." Well, out of 1,300 kids, you can have 70 for sure that are still at the bottom of the rung of wealth-wise.
Let's go a little bit backwards in history and tell me what you guys have been doing this longer since 2016.
We started packing food probably in 2014. And we were packing it here at the clubhouse for a number of years, and then we switched over to packing at the school.
Wow.
And so it's been an ongoing project since, I think going back to 2012, you can take our roots back to then.
Wow.
You know, and it's been a very good group, and we've had a lot of volunteers over the years help pack food as well as contribute to our budget.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks, John. I mean, we're going to bring in Jerry now, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the day-to-day. And thank you to Jerry Fuquay for standing in with us now, and he's going to give us a little background on the day-to-day, how they pack the food, how they buy the food, and what we can do as a community to support this. Jerry, thanks for your time.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. My wife Vicki and I got into this about a year after John and Barbara Kleiman did. We've been with it since then, so we're part of the planning team that still goes on. It began by packing food each week for whatever number of children and families that we were dealing with at that point, based on our budget. We would pack food in bags that we bought at Aldi's, looking for food that we thought was nutritious enough and yet we could put within the budget restraints that we had. We started with, I believe, 40 kids and families at one point, and we were up to 100 then, pre-pandemic.
Okay.
So every Thursday, we would show up most recently at the school, at the pod that they gave us to use, and 8 or 10 or 12 of us would pack, 100 bags of food. We'd transport that food in our wagons over to the dining hall, and then the next day on Friday, the staff would pass it out to the kids who are now members of what we affectionately call the Nutrition Club, which the kids think is just a hoot they could do. And there are some fun stories that go with it. For example, we always put snack bars in each bag. So there are like 3 snack bars in each bag, and they have seen these kids get out. They'll get the bags, and they're on their way out of school, and they're ripping those suckers open right now. They're getting into those snack bars because they can eat those before they get home and have to give it to, whoever else is at the house.
Clever children.
Another one, yeah. We started buying dry cereal a year or two ago, And the kids discovered interesting ways that they can make that work. It's sort of a Honey Nut Cheerios style cereal.
Sure.
Instead of just eating it by the handful, because often they won't have milk and can't, then have a bowl of cereal. One young guy, I guess he figured out that if he poured some of that cereal into his peanut butter, which we also give them, he could scoop it out and eat it that way. So we got this wonderful new, I don't know what you want to call it, nutritional aspect.
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah, but we tried to buy food that would impact them nutritionally. Because
Now, are you able to achieve that on the budget that you have? Do
Yeah,
you feel like
we were doing it.
That's great.
We were able to do it at that point.
okay? And so, how has it changed now, post-pandemic or during the pandemic, that you obviously probably don't have the interaction with each other that you had?
No, that was a lot of fun too for all of us to get together. It wasn't just our planning team, but as John said, 50 or 60 of us, were on the team that got together weekly to pack the food. We can't do that now. Haven't been able to for the year because of this stupid pandemic. We're not allowed in the school. So.
Right. So what are we doing now?
So
what
now
are we
what we're
to
doing
replace
is we are purchasing gift cards from Aldi's, from their corporate headquarters. The cards are only to be used for food. They are designated that way. Nobody can use the cards for anything but
Right.
food from Aldi's.
So have the needs grown? We see all these houses being built. Are there more kids now? Or, well, I guess John told us 70 children. Is that still the number?
That's the number that they've identified, more than 70.
Okay.
Each year we've asked them, so we're doing this many kids now, are there more who need
Right.
it? And each year the answer has been yes, there are more. These are children whose families are sort of invisible to most of us. We hear about the invisible masses that, they need it, but we don't see them. That's who these kids are.
Well, as a community, what can we do to support you? Obviously, we can't pack food right now. But
Right now, only donations of money.
Okay, the food that we give on Tuesdays, though, that has nothing to do with
That
you
is not
guys.
the same thing.
Okay,
That goes to some other food banks.
Okay, so that's Community Services Club.
Correct.
Okay, and they are a partner of yours.
Well, they sponsor us officially within the structure of the HOA.
Okay, but they don't. But they don't have any contribution as far as the food goes. That goes to the community pantries that support Polk County.
Correct.
And we are right now today, DWO Cares is sponsoring just the Horizons Elementary.
Kids at Horizon and their families. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, good clarification. That's good to know.
Well, right now we can't do the food, but we can do
Okay.
donations would be a blessing, because that way we can purchase the gift cards. If you figure it out, 70 kids and families at $50 a month,
Right.
it's $3,500 a month that we need right now just to do that.
Sure. And how can we get this? How can we get the donations to the group? Who is the point person? And or is there, the front desk? Do they collect for you? Or, do you have events or fundraisers, things like that?
That's a multiple answered question.
Right.
Number one, people could send a gift check to DWO Cares. Send it to 288 Del Sol Avenue, Davenport, 33837.
We'll run that on the bottom of the screen.
Okay, thank you. We will be able to drop off checks at the desk. Josh told us that they'd be more than willing to accept them for us, but they need to be made out to DWO Cares, not to DWO HOA.
Okay.
We are also going to have an event.
Oh, great. Okay.
This event will be piggybacking Food Truck Tuesday, November the 9th. The trucks will be here from 4 to 7. We'll be here from 4 to 7. We're going to have displays. Speakers from the school will be with us.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome.
We will have a donation spot if people want to donate that day.
A donation spot for money.
Yes.
Okay, not food.
Money,
Don't bring
checks.
Your food. Not yet. Not yet.
No food yet. We'd love to get back to packing, but not yet.
Okay.
So November 9th, 4 to 7. Program about 5 o'clock. Oh, and Josh is going to sing.
Josh will be singing, everybody. Hey, come on, it's free entertainment. You got to pay for your food at the food trucks, but as you're eating your food, think about the kids who aren't.
Exactly.
We got to get these kids supported. And if, say, somebody out there is feeling very generous today and they think, wow, I'd love to sponsor a student just for the entire year. I want to write one check. How much would that cost to support one student for the whole school year?
Right now, $450.
$450. So if anybody out there is feeling generous, or if you got a neighbor and you guys are sitting around talking about this and you each want to chip in half and you want to sponsor a student, that would be so appreciated. We have such a great community. We are so blessed here. And to be able to sponsor a child and, take some pressure off of these guys as far as where is the money going to come from, that would be so much fun and so good to do. So thank you, Jerry, for your time. Appreciate everything you and John and the whole DWO Cares organization does for the school. This is Sharon Conti with Val Nasser behind the camera for the Communications Advisory Committee with a wrap.